Hello and welcome everyone to my review of Star Wars Rebels Season 3 Episode 15, Legacy of Mandalore. Now, this episode was great. Another great episode in the season 3. I mean, there's been a couple ones that people didn't like, but for the most part, I've enjoyed all of them. But yeah, this one was definitely one of the better ones. So, first, when we start off, they're in a ship going to a planet that is not Mandalore. I think they said the name, but I can't remember it. Leave in the comments if you remember what the name of the planet was. I didn't quite catch it, but it's a cool planet because it's a snow planet basically, or it's just winter there. But it's like Hoth, but Hoth was all barren and waste. It's just ice. This one actually had like mountains and trees and stuff. It was a much cooler, pun not intended, cooler environment. And then, but so they're on a ship heading to this planet, and we got Sabine, Ezra, Kanan, Chopper, and Fen Rao. And Fen Rao he is becoming one of my new favorite characters. This guy he's like besides his armor, like his original armor, I was like, oh yeah, that's cool, like in this pilot outfit basically. But now he has actual Mandalorian armor. My favorite color is blue, so it's blue armor really gets me going. Yeah, Fen Rao is becoming one of my favorite characters because he's he's like a what I want to call a true Mandalorian, because we've had the Mandalorians in the Clone Wars, like the peaceful, the new Mandalorians as they're called, who are the pacifists. And I know some people didn't like that Mandalorians were pacifists, but I think it was actually kind of cool, or not cool, interesting, because I know I think it's interesting that they have. I don't want them to stay a pacifist forever, because I do like that they're a warrior culture. But I thought it was interesting that they had a period of time where they were pacifists for a while. I just find that interesting. But so he's not like a new Mandalorian, and he's not Death Watch, because Death Watch, well, they're not exactly honorable. They're kind of douchebags. But Fen Rao is like this. He's not a pacifist, but he's not a jerk, a murdering evil person with no honor. He's actually a Mandalorian warrior cult. So if Fen Rao is just he's becoming one of my favorite characters. And then what's really cool, I like that they started speaking. I don't know how to pronounce the name of like Mandua. I know it's probably not how you say it, but the language of Mandalorians. They start actually using it. This is the first time we've heard it. I mean, maybe they said it in the Clone Wars, but I think it's the first time we've actually heard it. And I think it's really cool that they're doing that now, because Mandalorian culture is just awesome. So now they got the language, and Sabine speaking it, they're speaking it. That was awesome. And then the ship crashes and everything, and we meet Tristan, Sabine's brother, who is working for Gar Saxon, as we can tell by his Imperial super commando outfit. And he has like enough of a resemblance to Sabine that you could, like, when I first saw him, like, that's Sabine's brother, isn't it? And yeah, sure enough, it was. And then we meet Sabine's mother, who we find out is Ursa Wren. Some people thought it was going to be a Rook cast from the Son of Dathomir comic, who actually did have a striking resemblance to Sabine, but Ursa Wren also has a resemblance to Sabine, so it all works out. But so now who we predicted, some people thought it was going to be like Bo-Katan too, but no, it's Ursa Wren. She was really cold toward her daughter, even though she had the dark saber, which is, it's just saying like that doesn't. It's just a symbol. Like, you're still pretty much a traitor in a lot of people's eyes. It's gonna take a lot more than that. And I want to talk about for a second the design of the armor for the Clan Ren Mandalorians is really cool. Like it's just all white with like gold as the secondary color, which I think is really cool. And they have like wings kind of painted, like on their helmets and stuff. Like it's a really cool design. So it's great that we have like Sabine obviously does not like the plain white color, but you can tell by her colorful armor, which maybe is one of the reasons she left. Probably not actually, but you know. And you could still, it's finding interesting that you can still see that Jedi Mandalorian tension between them, because when they first crash and Tristan sees them, he's like Jedi, and then Sabine's mother says like, okay, I will tolerate Jedi for now if they leave their weapons. But as mentioned in the last episode, there was the Jedi Mandalorian Wars are now canon, though to what degree we don't know yet. But there was a war between Jedi and Mandalorians, and that's cool. But you can see the tension is still there. They don't quite like Jedi, and Jedi are kind of whatever about Mandalorians, unless you're Obi-Wan. And I really want to know more about this weapon that Sabine built, because they're making a big they used it to hurt Mandalore apparently, and it's not like a Death Star type weapon obviously, because but I'm guessing we're probably going to see it show up sometime. I mean, it might show up for the season finale, because I'm guessing that's the next time we're going to see the Mandalorians, but it might be season 4 or in a book or something or comic that we'll see it. But I'm really curious what this they're making a big deal about this weapon that she made, and I'm really curious to see what it is. And I really like the moment where Ezra, like when Sabine and her mother go to walk and talk and whatnot, Ezra tries to make conversation with Tristan, and he's just kind of rambling on, and Kane's like, hey Ezra, just chill, less is more. And I was like, well, we're trying to make friends. It's like, yeah, just let me do the talking if we need to do the talking, but just shut up. And I thought that was funny. Then we learned that Sabine's father is being held captive basically on Mandalore, and I'm really curious to see who her father is, because the fact that they're keeping him prisoner must mean he's got, I say, a decent status, a big status in the Mandalorian hierarchy, I guess you call it. So hopefully we'll see him show up. I'm guessing a lot of this stuff is going to pick up in season 4, all these Mandalorian storylines that they're teasing. And we find out that Ursa, Sabine's mother, intends to betray the Jedi, because Gar Saxon, she messaged Gar Saxon saying like, we have Jedi and rebels here. If you want to capture them, will you like restore our clan's honor, basically? But I get to keep Sabine, obviously. And you can't really blame her for doing this, because, well, she really wants her clan's honor back, and I understand why. But it kind of sucks still that she kind of betrayed them. But she makes up for it at the end. And then Fen Rao shows up, and this guy is a badass, okay? He sneaks in, knocks the guy out, no problem, takes the lightsabers. Fen Rao is just so cool. And then, Ursa holds the Jedi captive, because, well, now they don't have their lightsabers. Well, except for Fen Rao has their lightsabers. But Ezra and Kane don't have their lightsabers, so they're being held hostage. And this is kind of off topic here real quick, but like in the room that they're in, Sabine's mom has a portrait of her like in regular clothes but holding a Mandalorian helmet. I just think that's like the coolest thing ever. She has a whole just really nice looking portrait. It's like what Satine had, except this one's not quite the same art style, but it's really cool. She's got a giant portrait on the wall of her. Interesting that there isn't like a portrait of her father, though, of Sabine's father, that is. But so they're being there, and then Gar Saxon shows up, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm a douche. You're all rebels. I'm gonna kill you all." And Tristan, who was like working for him, says, "You know what? Screw you. I'm gonna side with my family because I love them." And so Tristan sees the light, and then there's this epic battle breaks out. Like Fen Rao, being awesome, breaks through the window and just comes out of nowhere, breaks through the window, throws him lightsabers, and Fen Rao's awesome. So they commence fighting, and Sabine's mom is working with them because, well, she doesn't want her clan to be wiped out, so obviously she would work with them for now. But so this epic Mandalorian battle, and then as Saxon's about to strike down Sabine's mother, Ursa, with the darksaber, Ezra throws Sabine his lightsaber, and now she's got a lightsaber, like a proper lightsaber. Even the darksaber's pretty cool. And then she blocks it, and they commence this really awesome duel. The camera work during this duel was really awesome. You got some really nice angles and shots, like when Gar Saxon got his jetpack damaged and he started careening towards the ground, the way the camera kind of followed him, actually almost from his point of view, was really nice. Props to the animators. They're really good at this. They're getting really good at this. And I really like how Sabine's getting, this season, she's been getting more and more Mandalorian in terms of her gear. She's always had the outfit and the 2 pistols, but now she's got a jetpack and Mandalorian van braces and, well, a darksaber now too. But she's got the whole Mandalorian getup, and it's good to see that now. She's a proper Mandalorian. And then then at the end of the fight, there's the Dooku Anakin moment where she disarms him, not the same way Anakin disarmed Dooku, but she cuts his arm, slashes his arm a little bit, makes him drop the lightsaber. She catches it, does a reverse grip though on both the sabers, and holds it on his neck. Almost hear Palpatine saying, "Do it, do it, do it," but he's not there, so it's Gar Saxon saying "do it," but not quite like that. But she says, "No, this is maybe it's the Mandalorian way to do to kill you, but that's not my way." I guess she's making her own Mandalorian way, which should be interesting. I don't think it's quite the pacifist way. I mean, not to that degree, but I'm not gonna just kill people because, yeah. But then Saxon turns on her, about to shoot her, and then Ursa shoots her, and you think, well, you think that Saxon shot Sabine, unless you really didn't fall for that. I kind of did, but kind of didn't. I was did something to block it, because I knew they weren't going to kill Sabine this episode of the season. I was no. But you find out that Ursa shot Saxon. Finally, that guy's dead. And it's just, justice is done, as it were. It kind of reminded me of the way if you remember in season 4 of Clone Wars, during the Umbar arc, where Rex is about to shoot Krell, or he's considering it, but then you hear a shot, Krell's talking, but then he gets shot, and you think it's Rex, but then it's actually Dogma who did it. It felt kind of like that, who shot who? Wait, he didn't shoot. It was Ursa. But yeah, it reminded me of that. I don't know if anyone else felt that way. But then Sabine says she's gonna stay now, and basically work with her clan to help get Mandalore back to its place, all this civil war, get it all out of there, hopefully get them to fight the Empire. And so we're not going to see Sabine for a couple episodes. I'm not guessing till the finale, because in the mid-season trailer there was some Mandalorians that look like Clan Ren Mandalorians fighting in a battle that I'm guessing is the big battle that when Thrawn finds their base at the in the season finale. So I'm guessing that's when we're going to see her next. But then she says at the end, Fen Rao comes up to her and says, I really like how Fen Rao has become a mentor to Sabine. He's kind of like her Mandalorian teacher, because she doesn't really have anyone else. He's been kind of raising her. Especially you can see that especially in the last episode, Trials of the Darksaber, where he gave her van braces. He was encouraging her. He's like, hey, she's gonna have like a whole army of Mandalorians with that Darksaber. Yeah, he's become like a father figure almost to her. But Kanan's definitely been more a father figure. But T asks, he's like, yeah, are you gonna become the new leader of the Mandalorians? And this means like, no, that's not quite my style. But hopefully I can find someone who is. And I almost wonder if she's referring to her father, because she kind of said like she wanted to rescue him. I feel like, and she said earlier, like she planned on like maybe rescuing him or something. And maybe she wants him to be the new leader of the Mandalorians. I don't know, or it could be someone entirely. She says it like, I want to find someone to do this because I don't want to do it. But then the episode ends, and it was a really great episode. Just phenomenal on the animation side, on the storytelling side, the voice acting great as always. And yeah, I can't wait for I can't remember what the next episode is. I believe it has to do with Callus, or no, wait, it's like a one where like there's a rebel leader, or I think it's Mon Mothma or something. But I know we're all waiting for the Maul Obi-Wan showdown. Definitely can't wait for that. Well, if you liked my review, leave a like. If you didn't like it, dislike it. If you want to leave a comment saying I suck, do that too. Let me know if I was terrible at this, or if I think I did great, then subscribe for more and leave a comment saying I did great if you really want to, but you don't have to. Well, see you next time, I guess.